That's what I want to ask you when you see a word problem. Ask yourself, which one is going to change by the hour or by the month or by the year? That's your slope. Which one's always going to be, I don't know, $100, never going to change. Here's a good one too. Let's say you go to an amusement park. It's not really how it works today, but let's say it costs like $20 to get in the amusement park and every ride is $3, right? So let me write that down. Just to get us another scenario. So you have an amusement park. So it costs $20 to enter the amusement park, and it costs $3 per ride. Right? So what's going to change? Well, every time you go on a ride, you're going to pay $3. So if I go and I do 20 rides, I'm going to pay more than someone who goes and does 5 rides. So $3 is what's changing every time. Every ride is $3. So y is equal to, so that is my slope. 20, anybody entering that door is going to pay 20. Everyone's going to get 20. And it's never going to change. You walk in the door, it's $20. That's your slope. Anything else? It's a good one because this is tough stuff right here, going from words to an equation. I love it. You guys ask really good questions. Love it. Okay. I know I always say okay a lot. I gotta stop saying okay. I'm actually saying it to myself in my head, but I say it out loud. If anybody's here talks to himself all the time, that's me. I'm always talking to myself. It's really sad. Okay. Review, a relook at slopes. So we'll call it slope overview. And then we have one more thing to talk about and we finish everything. Okay, so slope formula, y equals, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do equation. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 in the y equals mx plus b, the slope intercept problem. Whatever is with x is changing, that's your slope. What does slope look like in graphs? Now, this is just like an overview. I'm going to draw 4 little graphs. I'll give you a second to catch up. I know I sorted it up pretty fast. If I ever go too fast, because sometimes I get excited, just tell me, slow down. There's 4 different kinds of slope you can have. You can have a positive slope. That just means your graph from left to right is going to go up. Positive slope. You can have a negative slope, which means like a book from left to right, it's going to go down. You can have a 0 slope. That is just a horizontal line somewhere. Horizontal line. Now, all those 3 all three of them are functions. They pass a vertical line test. The only line that does not pass a vertical line test is a vertical line, which that's the last one, undefined slope. That would be our vertical line, because a vertical line is not a function. That would be a vertical line anywhere. I just want to sort of put it all together into one little overview for you, so you have like the big picture. And then lastly today, we have two kinds of pairs of lines that we just need to talk about. Make sure you guys are all done, all caught up, everybody good. Hey, I'm gonna scoot up just a little bit, so if you still have to draw the graphs, there they are. But we need to talk about today, last topic, parallel and perpendicular lines. Oops. I call them pairs of lines because it takes two lines to make a parallel minimal, and it takes two lines to make perpendicular lines. Now, today's conversation is only about one thing, about parallel and perpendicular lines. And today's conversation is about the slopes of them. We're going to be adding more and more about parallel and perpendicular lines later, but this section is just about slope. The parallel lines is the easy one to remember. The perpendicular one, you have to sort of kind of like remember it a little bit more. But I want you to think about something for a second. So let's say I have parallel lines. I have two parallel lines. Now, hopefully, I don't know what's going to look like, but I'm trying to draw two parallel lines. Hey, look at that. Okay, two parallel lines. What keeps them parallel? How come they never cross? What is it about the equation that makes them that they never ever cross each other? Well, they have to have the same slope. Parallel lines have to have the same slope. That's what keeps them from crossing. They had the same rise over run. They had the same pitch of line. They had the same, they're going the same place, just different. They're going the same angle, same direction of the line, just never going to cross each other. So in order to do that, they have to have the same slope. Okay, let me see if I draw perpendicular lines. Okay, that was awful. Go on. Okay, perpendicular lines. Okay, that's the one that's hard to remember, perpendicular lines. Obviously, they don't have the same slope. I'm gonna draw two sets of perpendicular lines. I want you to see it a different way. I want you to see it down that way. I also want you to see it at the angle. It's the same thing, I just tilted it. There's a reason I tilted it. You can see it more with the tilted one. Okay, so look at the line that I put the purple ends on. And I know I didn't really make it a line, but they're both lines that cross each other. I guess I should probably do that. Hold on. So that looks, Okay, that looks awful. Okay, so the one thing in math I can never do is draw. All right, so let's just say that's a straight line. But that's not going to get right now. Okay, if you look at the purple line that I have, the purple ends, that's going to be what kind of slope? Positive, going up, right? But look at the ones with the red ends, that's negative, going down. So first thing is that perpendicular lines they have opposite signs, meaning one's positive, one's negative. Have opposite signs, meaning one is positive slope, one is negative slope. But there's one more thing that perpendicular lines have. Besides the sign changes, the slope part, the rise over run also changes. So in order to be perpendicular, the whole thing is you have to have opposite, meaning opposite sign. And here's the thing, reciprocal slopes. Remember what reciprocal means? I'm gonna put in my words. Say change the sign. Yep. Change the sign. Change the sign and flip the fraction. So change the sign and flip it. So let's look at an example. I say that I give you the equation of a line is y equals 1/2 x plus 3, right? That's my given. So I'm given this line. I want to find slope of a parallel line that's parallel to that. Wow, that's how you spell parallel. I can't talk and write at the same time. Okay, the slope of a line that is parallel to that line, slope of a line parallel to y equals 1/2 x plus 3. And I want to find the slope of a line that is perpendicular to it. Just the slope. We're just concentrating on slope today. All right, so my slope of my original line, my given line, the slope is 1/2. So if I want a line of slope of a line that's parallel, they have to be exactly the same slope. So my parallel line would have to have the slope of exactly the same. That's what keeps them parallel. That's what keeps them from crossing each other. But the slope of the perpendicular line has to have the opposite reciprocal slope. So 1/2 is positive. I'm going to make it negative, opposite sign. And then reciprocal, I have to take 1/2 and I have to flip it. So that becomes 2/1, which we just write as -2. So having a slope of -2 will make this perpendicular. Perpendicular, and this would be my parallel slope. All right, we got like 4 minutes left and I have one more problem due. I like to say I planned this, but I didn't. So we were like running behind, so it's good. Questions? We're gonna do a problem that we're gonna decide whether lines are parallel or perpendicular. So you can see how it works. All right, so this is our last problem. So determine if these lines are parallel or perpendicular. They can also say or neither, which that might be part of your homework. So if it's neither of them, if it's not the same slope and it's not the opposite reciprocal slope, it's going to be neither. Okay, so here's my equations. Negative 5x plus y is equal to negative 6, and x plus 5y is equal to 5. So I want to know if I graph these lines, would they be parallel, perpendicular, or neither? Just like before, we have to find a slope. So I can't find a slope unless it's in y equals mx plus b form. So I have to solve both of them for y. So this one's not too bad because all I have to do is move the 5x. And I get y is equal to 5x minus 6. And now I got to solve the second equation for y. So I'm going to move the x over like I just did on the other one. And I get 5y is equal to negative x plus 5. Now you can put 5 minus x, same thing. I divide everything by 5. Why? Because I want to get y by itself. Y is equal to, now, negative x over 5. I will never write it as a negative x over 5. I write it as, remember, there's like a imaginary 1 here, right? Negative 1/5 x. It means the same thing because you want your slope. You want your slope to stand out. Plus 1. So if you ever have x over 4, that would be 1/4 x. 2x over 3, that would be 2/3 x. You want to separate them. Now, let's look at what we got. We got a slope of 5, and we have a slope of negative 1/5. So they're not parallel. Are they perpendicular? So is 5 and negative 1/5 the opposite sign? Yes. Are they both reciprocals of each other? Yes. 5, if I put 5 and flip it, it's 1/5. If I take 1/5 and flip it, it's 5. So these are perpendicular lines. And we're done. And it's 440 on the nose. How about that? Don't forget the test is Monday. All your homework is due Sunday night, 11:59, and the quiz. I know it's a lot. I'm sorry it's so much. I really don't like giving that much. But I don't have a choice. Questions, email me. I'll be looking at email this weekend. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Anything you need. Anybody want to stay on? If you're done, you're good. Bye. I'll see you then. If you want to have a question for me, stay. I'll stay on until anybody needs me.
Okay, open floor. Me first.
Okay,
Hi.
go ahead. Who's me?
It's Miss Richardson, Ashley Richardson.
Okay, I'm looking for your face. There you are. I see you. Go ahead.
So I wanted to know, I had a discrepancy. I bought the loose leaf, the booklet for the class.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it did not have a barcode. So I went back to the campus on Monday and they gave me the barcode for the class.
Okay.
When I tried to go into Canvas today and sign in to the My Labs Plus, I had an issue getting on. Can't get on to do. I'm gonna try it again this afternoon to see if I can get onto the My Labs. But if not, I'm gonna have to do the 14-day trial now just to get the homework that's due Sunday night out of the way so that I don't miss out on any of that. Because it seemed like it may be a bit of discrepancy. So
I am sorry you had that. Listen, I really suggest, a lot of people have trouble using the code. I don't know why. I'm not that familiar with the student side, but I have found that if you sign up for the 2-week trial and then get that up and running and then put your code in, it seems to work. So do the 2-week trial anyway.
Okay.
Hey, I actually had the same problem too, and I will tell you, I got the loose leaf book. I got it from the school bookstore, did the exact same thing as you, and I actually called the customer service line for the people who give us the code. What are they called? The My Lab math or whatever.
Like Pearson My Lab. Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever you click on the thing from us from Canvas, whenever you click on the yellow Pearson thing, there's a thing right underneath it and it says help. And if you click on, like, there's a page underneath it and click on that and it'll tell you a number that you can call. And that was what I had to do. And they actually had to cancel the number that they gave me on that card and give me another one because the one that the school has given us is not compatible with this class.
You're kidding.
No,
you're
joke.
Kidding.
Yeah.
I think this is what's going on.
So if you can't get into it after doing the 2-week thing, that's what I had to do. So just letting you know. But I mean, it really wasn't that hard. Like, you'll be on the phone with them for maybe like 5 or 10 minutes, and that's it.
Okay, I appreciate it, Michaela.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That answers a lot of questions for me because I've had so many people, I can't get on. I usually have 1 or 2 people who say they can't get on. I've never had
anybody else who tells you that they have a code, and if after they do the 2 weeks and they can't do it from there, I would just tell them to go on and do that because that's what I had to do. And that was what the guy told me, is that our code is not compatible with this class, but he'll just give you another code.
I've always used these. This is my first time having an issue. I bought this back in January. I started taking this class and my daughter ended up getting sick. And so I had to drop the course, but I never opened the book. I didn't even know that it was a code that came with it because it was like an online order pickup, and I left my book in the bag and I opened it 2 weeks ago and put it in the binder. And when you mentioned code on Monday, I was like, a code, okay. So I'm gonna need one of those little paper things. Realized I didn't have one. Went back to the school bookstore after paying $107 for the book with no code. They wanted me to repurchase the book again because it's the only way to get the code.
No way.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So I went over there Monday, and so I had to repurchase another $107 because it was supposed to be inside of the plastic on the book, and it was nothing that they could do for me.
You had to pay $107 more again?
So it basically, by the time it was over with, by the time I bought both of these or whatnot, it was $214 because it's $107 a piece.
That's not right. That is actually,
and it wasn't. And I was very patient. I was very nice. I was like, maybe I should have left my book in the plastic until the day of class.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and they had it pulled up where they sold me the book. And because I had put it in the binder, and I was very honest with the guy on Monday afternoon, because after Monday when we got out of class, I called over there right before closing. Luckily, somebody was there because in the summer months they close early. He was like, and he told me to bring it in and see what he could do, and it was nothing he could do, honey. I just, I told him, don't even worry about it. It is what it is. I got the little code.
Did you think about like maybe asking to see a manager or talking to a manager about it? Because that's just not right.
I didn't, because I've been through so much at PSC to the point to where I just felt like at one point get my transcripts and running. But, I said, I'm gonna give it one more try, but it's a lot going on over there. It's almost like it's just like a money. I'm just funneling money down, if I gave you the story, girl, but
That's a shame. I'm very sorry. It shouldn't be
I
like that.
know.
And you should not have to pay again.
I know, because it was a defective booklet that they sold me. And it was an online order that I placed and it was ready for me to pick up. And I asked the lady when I picked it up that day, I said, this is all I need for the course. She said, should be, this is the book or whatever. I said, okay. So I didn't think anything of it. Being that I dropped the course or whatnot in January, I felt like it was all I needed. I said, well, maybe we're gonna be working on, like paper and, out of the book and be doing actual class work and stuff. And we don't need that other stuff online. Well, when you mentioned the Code Monday, I had to see about it.
But if they have a record that you bought that book, that means
And
you
they
should
have-
have a code.
And I should go back over there too, because I should tell them, like, I feel like I've been treated unfair because I bought the book from you all. You have a receipt. I showed y'all my email receipt. You see that I purchased the book in January. I had to drop the course. I didn't know it was supposed to be a code. It was a defective book.
They can look at all of that online and know that you didn't take the class, that you never used the code. So
Right.
I would go to a manager. I honestly would.
I think that's what I'm gonna do, because that's a lot of money. You know what I mean?
That's a lot of money.
And then not only that, going over there yesterday to get the code, I ran over a tack in the road on 9th Avenue that hit the sidewall of my tire, and I had to pay $200 for a car tire. So that was $300 and something.
Oh my God. I just had to do that with my car. Same idea. They don't clean the roads here or something, or someone's playing around, because I can't believe my husband got one too. There's no way. I get one nail in a tire every 5 years. That's crazy. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Hopefully this will be a pleasant class. Hopefully. Are you doing all right so far? Oh, if you're talking out there, your speaker's on one. Sorry.
I think that I'm a very honest person. I'm very honest. I think I'm gonna go back over there because, I just feel like, it should have been more that was done. I dropped the course, I didn't take the class, and I didn't know everything that I needed for it. Had I known that, I would have made sure that I had everything that I needed. And, it's just kind of unfair to me.
Especially, you're taking care of your daughter. Like we're not kids going to school. We're family going to school, like parents. So
yeah,
and
it's been a lot because my daughter needs a kidney transplant. So it's a lot that, I had to sacrifice. I was like, and I did. I went to the first course for the intermediate, and I said, I'm not going to be able to do it because I actually left the hospital over at Sacred Heart, and I went across the street to the class. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to do it. I was trying, but I was like, I'm going to go ahead and drop it. I'll do it in the summer months. So, but it's a lot,
It's a lot. It is a lot. And they also, I feel like the way you explain it, like they treat you like they're lying to them. And I don't like being
right. And they have the record there. That was my thing. You have the receipts there to show that I paid for the book. Now I can see if I just came in there and I got a book and, somebody just trying to get a code. I wasn't doing that. I actually, honestly paid for the book and, didn't use it and didn't know that it needed